stop scrolling, because if you or someone you love has a student visa application in with Australia right now, or you're planning to apply, what I'm about to share in the next few minutes could literally save your dreams of studying abroad. The Australian Department of Home Affairs is rejecting student visa applications at a rate that is shocking even the most experienced migration agents in the country. And the worst part? Most applicants have absolutely no idea what's triggering the refusals until it's too late. Welcome back to Aussie Visa Info, the channel that tells you what others won't. If this is your first time here, mate, you've landed in the right place. We don't sugarcoat. We don't do fluff. We give you the real information that actually helps you navigate Australia's immigration system without losing your mind or your money. Make sure you're subscribed because what we're going into today is one of the most serious visa topics of 2026, and I want you to be protected. So let's talk about what is actually happening. Australia has always been one of the top 3 most desired study destinations in the world. Globally recognized universities, world-class lifestyle, post-study work rights. The draw has always been massive. But here's the thing nobody was prepared for. Starting from late 2024 and absolutely accelerating through 2025 and now into 2026, Australia's student visa approval rates have been in freefall. We're not talking about a small uptick in rejections. We're talking about a systemic shift in the way the Department of Home Affairs is evaluating Subclass 500 applications. And if your migration agent or education consultant hasn't sat you down and walked you through what's changed, you need to hear this right now. The first thing you need to understand is the genuine student requirement, and I mean truly understand it, not just tick a box. Since the government replaced the old genuine temporary entrant test with the new genuine student criteria in late 2023, the goalposts have fundamentally moved. Officers are no longer just asking whether you plan to stay temporarily. They are asking whether your chosen course, your chosen institution, and your overall study plan makes logical, rational, documented sense for your personal background and future goals. If you're applying for a marketing degree but you've spent 5 years working in engineering back home with no explanation bridging that gap, red flag. If your chosen institution is a private college nobody has heard of and your academic background screams you're a strong candidate for a group of 8 university, red flag. The department wants a narrative that holds together, and right now, thousands of applicants are submitting paperwork without telling a coherent story. Here's where it gets even more alarming. The financial evidence requirements have been quietly made far more rigorous than what most consultants are telling their clients. The days of showing a bank statement with 3 months of freshly deposited funds are essentially over. Officers are now forensically examining the history behind the money. Where did it come from? When was it deposited? Does the movement of funds look natural, or does it look like someone hastily shuffled money in to hit a number? Genuine, long-standing savings are being favored heavily. Sudden large deposits without any explanation, even if the total amount meets the threshold, are triggering requests for further evidence, and in many cases, outright refusals. If your sponsor is a parent or a relative, the documentation chain needs to be airtight. Their income, their occupation, their tax records, their ability to sustain your tuition and living costs across the full duration of your course. One weak link and the whole application collapses. Now I want to stop here for a second because this next point is one that is catching people off guard in 2026 more than almost anything else. English language proficiency scores. You'd think that if you meet the minimum IELTS or PTE requirement for your institution, you're fine. Not anymore. Officers are comparing your English scores against the course level you've applied for and against your stated career goals. A sub-7 IELTS score for a master's level research program at a research-intensive university, that incongruence alone is enough to raise doubts about whether you're a genuine student. The logic the department is applying is simple. If you're serious about thriving in this academic environment, your language proficiency should reflect that. And if it doesn't, they're questioning the intention behind the application. Let me give you a real-world picture of what this looks like on the ground. There are people right now, Hardworking, genuinely motivated students from South Asia, from the Middle East, from Africa, from Southeast Asia, who have paid their tuition deposits, organized their accommodations, told their families they're going to Australia, and are sitting on rejected visa decisions with no idea what went wrong. Some are on their second refusal. And here's the brutal truth. A second refusal without understanding the root cause almost guarantees the same outcome a third time. This isn't about the system being unfair, it's about the system being different and too many people still preparing applications for the old system. On Aussie Visa Info, we hear from these applicants constantly, and the common thread is always the same. They either used a consultant who wasn't keeping up with policy changes, or they went the DIY route and relied on outdated forums and videos. That's exactly why this channel exists. Because the migration landscape in Australia moves fast, and we move with it. So what should you actually do right now? Before you submit or resubmit anything, pull your application apart and audit it against three things: coherence of purpose, strength of financial evidence, and the logic of your academic pathway. Your statement of purpose is not a formality. It is the most powerful document in your application if written correctly, and it is a liability if it reads like a generic template. Get specific, get personal, get honest about why this course, this institution, this moment in your life. If you've already received a refusal, do not panic, but do not reapply blindly either. Read the refusal letter carefully. The department will indicate the primary ground for refusal, and that is your starting point for rebuilding. In many cases, a strong application with corrected documentation does succeed on reapplication. But you need to address the exact concern raised, not just strengthen the application in general. Australia is still absolutely worth pursuing. The opportunities here for international students remain genuinely exceptional. But 2026 demands a smarter, more thorough approach than ever before. The days of a mediocre application sailing through are gone. If you found this valuable, and I hope you genuinely did, please hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube this information needs to reach more people who need it. Drop a comment below telling me your country and the stage of your application, and I will do my best to point you in the right direction. And if you haven't subscribed to Aussie Visa Info yet, what are you waiting for? This channel is your most reliable, up-to-date companion for navigating the Australian visa system in 2026. New videos drop regularly. Hit the bell so you never miss one. I'll see you in the next one. Stay informed, stay prepared, and let's get you to Australia the right way.